Man, that's like one of the dopest intros in the world, the Overtime Sports Show, most interactive sports show. We are live. We are thankful that you are joining us today. Want you to like, share, and of course, comment on the show. I'm AV, and you see my homie, H-Town down.
G-Man, yeah, I'm H-Town down. Man, you know what? I was early today. I was at the Charlo Open Workout Toyota Center.
Did you work out?
I felt like I worked out because I was in the ring. I was doing all the commentary and the introductions and the proclamation with the mayor.
Okay.
I tell you one thing, man, my toes are still blistering from how hot it was in that dang ring.
Yeah.
My clothes are still wet. I want to go home and jump in the shower so bad right now. You don't understand, man. But I can't wait. We're gonna talk about the fight. We're gonna talk a whole bunch of boxing and go into good stuff. So
yeah, but listen, it's 97 degrees today. You ought to be happy.
Yeah, it was good. 97 degrees. It was hot. my draw. Hey, just like old Derek Lewis. Remember Derek Lewis from the UFC? Yeah. After he won that fight, he said, "Man, my balls are hot." Boy, that's how I felt, boy.
That's how you felt.
That's how I felt.
That man was on fire today. Yes, sir. Like you said, we got a lot to talk about today, but we got to jump right into it. We got a special guest off the top. Do what you do, G-Man.
Yeah, of course. You know, I'm a big boxing fan, man. We were there with the Charlo twins. I actually met his son earlier today. Coach Cap is going to jump on here with us. He's got they got a nice event coming up. We're going to talk about the Rumble on the Rooftop. Coach Cap, welcome to the Overtime Sports Show.
Coach
Cap reporting for duty.
There it is. All right, Coach. I got a chance to meet your son earlier. And he was hot. He was hot with us too. We was all sweating out there. And yeah, man. So
good. Hopefully he sweated off a few calories so he can stay on weight.
He definitely looked like he was definitely in shape. I know that boxing is one tough sport, especially people that just want to get into it just to get their training on. It's a tough sport, man. Talk about how you got involved in the whole boxing situation, Coach Cap.
Oh man, I was in college, got into the streets doing wrong, and went with a buddy of mine to see the movie. What's it called? Can't remember off the top of my Gladiators with Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
And man, I'm talking to my buddy. I'm like, man, I always wanted to box, and he was like, man, just go to the gym. And went to PABA, was there for a couple of weeks, and next thing you know, I ended up at a Main Street gym. And met this man named Percy, Big Mike Roberts. Long story short, I became his shadow. And before you know it, I was around Evander Holyfield, Emmanuel Stewart, Thomas Hitman Hearns, David Tua, Pernell Whitaker. Frank and Thomas Tate. I can't think of all the names. But next thing you know, I'm in the gym training side by side, in the ring, boxing with these guys. Just a wealth of boxing experience and knowledge that I was blessed to be a part of. And eventually, went to the military, got to box in the Army. Once I retired, believe it or not, I turned pro at 44 years old, had a couple of fights. Yeah. My wife was like, after I won my first fight, she's like, how long you gonna keep this mess up? I said, well, I guess till I lose. And I lost my next fight, unfortunately, by decision. But it was okay. I had an opportunity to have that experience, and before you know it, transitioned into coaching and had a gym out there called All American City Gym, taught and coached. And after about two and a half years, I was like, man, I want to go back home. And came back home and started my nonprofit called Community Athletic Partner. I retired from the Army as a captain. And so I started Community Athletic Partnership, where I look to grow high school and college boxing, mentor kids and young adults through the sport of boxing, teach them professional business skills, all while teaching them boxing. So that's what I'm looking to do. And to do that, we host boxing events. We host various events, sporting events, and to raise revenue for our nonprofit. So June 26th, that's what we'll be looking to do. Hold our first boxing event here in Houston called Rumble on the Rooftop.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be a phenomenal night. We got some really talented kids on this show, and which we're going to talk about that tomorrow, of course.
We're basically doing a live, just another live interview tomorrow. We're going to talk about the whole Rumble on the Rooftop, the fighters who are going to be there, and a few fighters are going to join us as well. So
Yeah.
it's a great event. Boxing is huge in Houston. I'm a big boxing fan, but that's one of the main reasons why Showtime and PBC and Fox, they keep coming to 97 on the box, because they know Houston and our listeners are a huge boxing city, man. And it's kind of like we have a lot of world champs here. The Charlo brothers are here. Obviously, your son is starting to box now. We've had George Floyd, you name it. I think Evander Holyfield even lived here for a while, right?
He did. He had a house here. Sure did.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it, man. Can't wait.
Coach, I want to know, you talked about how this boxing was a avenue for you to kind of get your life back on course. Sure. What are some of the things that you're teaching, especially this next generation, and what are some of the benefits, especially when it comes to discipline, that'll help mothers or fathers who watching this, who may want to lead their kids or their children in this area?
So boxing is one of those sports where courage comes at a premium, right? Okay. Courage comes at a premium. So to get it, and then, I tell you, to learn boxing and to see the lights bulb go off with, these young adults as they learn it, before you know it, it's one of those things that once you get into it, you don't want to put it down. Yeah. And so you learn discipline, you learn hard work ethic. So through that, along with the mentorship, are some of the things that I'm bringing to the table as I look to try to grow high school and college boxing. Bringing mentorship, teaching them business skills.
I love it.
Yeah. So that, believe it or not, that's what I pitched to Texas Southern University, my alma mater.
That's mine too.
Graduated in '97. So I came back to them, and they didn't have a program, and so I pitched the idea to them, and really I think it was the leadership deals, as well as the business skills that they were going to learn through being a part of the TSU Boxing Club. They bought into it. Before pandemic, I said I had C.E. King High School as well as Madison High School. Yeah. And so now that we're post-pandemic, hopefully we can get back to bringing, adding boxing as a part of the curriculum.
Yeah, Coach, you got to go by my high school, man. You got to go to Worthing. You said Madison. You got to go by Worthing. You got to go to the heart of Sunnyside, Coach. Come on, Coach Cap. You got to go to Sunnyside, baby. You can't just do Madison.
I can do that. I got some stories about Worthing. I had to go there one year for summer school. So
okay.
Yeah. I can do that. Let's if you got a relationship with anybody over there.
Yes, sir. We can get you
Give my number and have them give me a call. We'll set it up.
All right, I love it, man. Now, what do you think about all these celebrity boxers stepping in the ring?
Yeah, I gotta talk about that, man.
You got NBA players jumping in, actors jumping in. We got them getting knocked out. Yeah.
So that's a good question. I'll say this: it's bringing the sport back to life, because at one point in time, UFC kind of took over and it's kind of dying. So boxing is back relevant. And I love that. The only thing I say is I would just really love, I see the Paul brothers doing their thing. And I'm not mad at them. They making money and it's all good. But at the same time, I just wish they would fight, especially like the other one that knocked out Nate Robinson.
I know.
Oh yeah, Jake Paul.
I wish they would really fight some boxers or fighters that can, actually fight. So. Yeah. Of course,
they actually have him hooked up now. He's fighting UFC former champ Tyrone Woodley.
Yeah.
And I know it's UFC. It's not. I would love, like you said, I would love to see him against somebody like, if they want to put him up against a retired fighter, I would love to see like Oscar De La Hoya or somebody like that who's a real boxer but retired. I don't think he won't handle Canelo or anybody like that.
I'll tell you somebody that would be a real good fight. Believe it or not, Conor McGregor.
Yeah, O'Connor. Yeah,
he has some boxing skills. He does.
Yes. Fight Conor McGregor. You want to fight the UFC guys? Fight Conor McGregor. Yep.
Whew, that's tough. Listen, Coach Cap. Father's Day is coming up, and I know you're a father. And just talk about the importance of what a father means to you, and of course, being a father.
So, being a father is a big deal. It's not just being able to say, "Oh, that's my son," or or I'm a dad, or I'm a father. You know, you got a lot of people out here, NBA young boy, making all these babies, and you know, they not being real dads. You know, I find it interesting. I see this younger generation, these guys out here, you know, call themselves dads, but they still walk around with their pants hanging off their butt. You know, we supposed to be setting the example. So to you know, to all the great fathers out there that are handling their business, you know, I salute you. And for me, you know, it means the world. I have seven beautiful children.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I have a blended family. So my wife had 3 prior, and I had 2 sons, and we have a little boy and a little girl together. So I have a blended family, beautiful. I love them with all my heart. And, you know, being a father means sacrificing what you want for the greater good of the family. So that's what it means to me.
And it's also good and also great that you're, you know, we're doing a dad pack. We're giving away, you know, boxing lesson with Coach Cap.
Yes.
And what's going on with that is that you have so many people now. Before it was go to the gym, work out. Now people are trying to join boxing gyms because that workout is like no other. I heard. I've never been in it. But I've heard if I try to do 1 round or 1 minute, I'd probably pass out.
Yeah.
So well, come on down, come on down, G-Man. I got you covered.
Yeah, you know.
But both of y'all, come on down.
Yeah, hey,
I'll give y'all a little taste of it.
Coach, put me on the 30-second plan. I just need the 30-second plan.
Now we got somebody asked if you can get in the ring with any celebrity, who would it be and why? With all these celebrities jumping in the ring now, I mean, Coach Cap, you can take on one of these celebrities. Who would you take on?
I honestly put me in the ring with one of them Power Brothers.
Okay, hey, that'll
be one of them Power Brothers, and I'll show them what boxing really look like. I mean, you know, I tell people all the time, and it's funny that we talk about this. While my show is happening June 26th, believe it or not, that would be my 50th birthday.
Okay.
Wow.
That would be my 50th birthday. So even though, you know, and I tell people this all the time, even though I'm 50 and I'm getting older, these hands still work. They work well. Yeah. So put me in the ring with one of them Power Brothers, and I'll show you what a real boxing look like.
Yeah.
Wow. And I think that's what everybody wants. They want to see them fight a real boxer. I mean,
yeah.
I couldn't see them in the ring with a Canelo or a Charlo or a Triple G. I just couldn't see the Paul brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, Mayweather, I mean, he's been retired for what, 4 or 5 years already. So I don't know. I just can't I don't know. I would love to see them against a real boxer and see what it's really like. Knocking out these people who ain't been boxing before, you know?
I know. Hey, Coach.
Yes, sir.
How long, like, especially I saw Chris put on here, and we thank everybody for your comments. Keep on sharing and asking your questions as you continue to share the Overtime Sports Show. But how difficult is it, man, with that boxing bag? Like, you know, especially if you're trying to start off, you know, we're going to the gym thinking I'm going to hit this thing for about 30 minutes. What do you recommend? Because I know it's got to be difficult that punching bag.
So with most clients that I get that come in that have never done it before, you know, I gradually build them up. But you know, initially I will give them a little taste of I call them a smoke session. I will give them a little taste of a smoke session and let them see what it's really like. I've had everything from professional football players to you know, guys that ran track, CrossFitters. I've had CrossFitters laying on the ground about to pass out, and they supposed to be some of the best conditioned athletes in the world. But man, I tell you, there's nothing like boxing. And then I can get you in condition for a good workout, but then to take you and put you in the ring and now you got to apply it, and you got punches coming at you, busting you all upside the head. Like Mike Tyson used to say, everybody got a plan till they get punched in the mouth.
They get punched in the mouth. Yes, sir. Coach Cap, this has been awesome, man. We appreciate you joining us. G-Man, we got that dead pack to give away. So once again, what's the text number?
Well, I know we have a couple of different ones. Yeah, well, we have the Charlo for the Charlo fight on Saturday, but that's also going to be with the Coach Cap, the boxing lesson with you. In your gym, where is your gym? For the people that want to know, where is your gym? Because you can text Rumble to 24042. That's the word right there. Rumble to 24042 for the Rumble on the Rooftop. But Coach, talk about your gym real quick before we let you go, and where you located at. How can they get hooked up with you and everything else on that?
So I am at a phenomenal facility called the Combined Arms Center. So being a part of this organization, they have allowed me the free reign of the gym to teach my boxing classes. So if you are a veteran, right, if you are a veteran retired or just veteran, period, you have free access to the gym. And so along with that, we are located off McKinney Street near Edo, right down the street from the BBVA Stadium.
Yeah.
So like I said, if you are a veteran, you're more than welcome to come and work out at no charge. And everybody else, it's a $50 donation to the TSU Boxing Club.
Man, that's. I mean, think about it. You're going to be in a real boxing gym, see what it's like, and maybe Coach Cap will take you under his wing for a quick. Now, have you ever done that? Seen somebody in the gym and be like, "I think this guy can be a boxer. Let me go. Try to work with this guy." Has anybody ever caught you like that?
I mean, I get, periodically, I will get phone calls just out of nowhere. Phone calls, text messages. Hey man, I want to come join. I want to come try your classes. Some come, some don't. So yeah.
Okay. Well, Coach Cap, we can't wait for the Rumble on the Rooftop. Again, text Rumble to 24042 to enter the Rumble on the Rooftop Dad Pack giveaway. Coach Cap, we will talk again tomorrow on Facebook Live. We're gonna do it again.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach Cap. Out.
Yeah, there it is, man.
I love it, man. That's good.
That boxing ain't no joke, man. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm 30 seconds with it, man. I'm 30 seconds with it. I'm out of it. Listen, woo! Last night, NBA action. You know who is brought to us by?
Yeah, Hennessy. Never stop, never settle. Just when you thought,
I did.
Just when you thought the Milwaukee Bucks were gonna go up 3-2, because I looked at the score on my app and I'm like, man, they're up by 20-something points. Oh, man,
they were rolling, bro. At halftime, they were in total control of the game, and then got outside of themselves, start trying to shoot a bunch of three-pointers instead of letting it go down low. And what happened? Durant caught on fire. A triple-double, bro. 49, 17, and 10. Do you feel like this was his legacy game?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No Kyrie. I mean, Harden was in there, but Harden was a shell of himself, but he was out there. And what Durant did last night, man, to bring a team back the way he did, I mean, what he did was clutch, bro. That was clutch basketball right there.
Yeah, he's a shooter.
Basketball.
Yeah, he's a shooter. He's one of the best in the league. You cannot deny that. I just thought in game 4 he looked, flustered when, of course, Kyrie went out. Yeah, PJ was in him. Even Coach Steve Nash was saying, that's not basketball. That's a little physical. But PJ was playing his game against him. He was face-to-face with him. He was tough on him, doing what Tucker always does. And I said, well, man, Durant is out here by himself now. It's going to be tough for him. But just to have Harden on the court, being the distributor, being the point guard, because, as you said, he was on the court with a bad leg. But just to have him on the court gave Durant, I feel, as a decoy to help him get his game off. And once he starts shooting, it's lights out. But Milwaukee, to me, they was just dumb, man. They just played dumb.
They had a chance to pretty much, I don't want to say seal the series, but close it out. The last 3, win one game out of the next 2 at home. They had a chance. It was right set up for them. Is this going to be a turning point to where they go into the next game 6, thinking, man, we had game 5.
I know.
I
hope not. It gets in that psyche, man.
Yeah, and Conti just said too, it sucks for Phoenix, man, to see Chris Paul go down for not even an injury, but for safety protocols and COVID. I mean, it's just a bunch.
Who told on him though? That's what I want to know. Who told on Chris Paul going into the stands to hug his people? Yeah,
I know they have contact tracing in the contact tracing. But if you've seen that on TV, I'm sure the commission was like, "Oh no, look at you, no sir."
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, and the good thing about it is, of course, with the Clippers and the Jazz series tied at 2, they won't play again until next week. So I'm just hoping. Come on, man. Listen, this is the playoffs. No harm, no foul. If that's him going among his family people, I'm sure he's been around them before.
He's been
My thing
vaccinated.
is, he's been vaccinated. It'll be a week later. I don't want you to disturb the playoff series over something like this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking it lightly. I'm just saying if he's around his family, because he probably does that when he leaves the stadium anyway, I think you should not put him in a position where you're going to end up hurting the first game of the next round. To me, and that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, we want to keep it competitive, man. You want all the bullets in the chamber, man, and you got to have a full Phoenix Suns team, whoever they're going to play, and they're ready. But like you said, they got a few days. It's 2-2 right now.
Yeah.
So they got a few days, to sit back and hopefully, get past this. But for sure, I can see it. At least they're not playing at least until next weekend at the earliest, I would think.
Yeah. And of course, I'm looking forward to see Kyrie Leonard. To me, I think Leonard is back. I think the Clippers are rolling. I don't know. Maybe the jinx of the Clippers may finally be over. They might make it to the Western Conference Finals.
No, well, Leonard is out now.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking in terms of the Clippers might surprise some of us. It may happen.
Paul George better step up because Kawhi Leonard is definitely out. He's definitely out for Game 5.
Yeah, I still think the Clippers can pull this out. I for some reason, I just think the Clippers can pull this series out, and I think it would be good to see the Clippers and the Suns playing in the Western Conference Finals to see who go to the championship.
It's an interesting year so far, man. So ain't no telling what else can happen because at this point, one of your champions gonna be either the Nets, the Suns, the Jazz, the Sixers. I mean, it's not your typical teams that are there every year. That's the crazy part.
And I'm glad you said the Sixers because Joel Embiid, we're keeping our eyes on those knees, and of course Atlanta. They've been a surprise of the NBA playoffs to me, and they're still rolling. Of course, series is tied at 2, but Embiid's knee is still giving him trouble and issues. And we knew that being a big man, that's usually what happens. Either your feet or your knees, that's going to give you trouble. But who do you got, man? Are you feeling Atlanta or are you feeling Philadelphia? I like Atlanta's match.
I got Philly. I'm still going to roll with Philly. I think they got a lot of firepower. Atlanta's playing. They're playing good. Coach Nate got them playing good, man. But I just, Philly, they said, process the whole for the last 5, 6, 7 years, and the process is now. So we're gonna see if they can finally get over the hump. And I think that'll be a good series, man.
Yeah.
Either the Nets or the Bucks will be a good series against Philly. Atlanta, it's a good story. Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, but I still think they're a year. I think they're a good year away still. I think they still need a little bit more development.
Yeah, we definitely need a good story. And speaking of next season, the NBA says, Commissioner Adam Silver says they're going to return back to the regular schedule. But this year, LeBron has been saying because of the schedule and how many back-to-back games they were playing, he says when you look at it overall, we got 9 All-Stars that are out doing the playoffs. And he feels that's because of how tough the schedule were with a lot of back-to-backs this year. I'm saying injuries just kind of happened in the flow of the season.
Oh yeah,
to me,
no, that can happen. I mean, this is like in a football game. You never know. Any given play is potential for an injury. Same thing with basketball. You got these big bodies down low. I mean, it's just. I mean, injuries are part of the game. It's not. You're not going to be able to ever take it out. I mean, you're not going to be able to keep everybody safe. So
I
don't know. He does have a point with the whole back to back. I know they're trying to curve back on that, but it is what it is, man. I mean, that's
it come with it. It come to me. It come with it when you sign up for it. It, like you said, injuries could happen. Everybody at this time of the year is dealing with some kind of issue. It's just that willpower, the manpower, the mind power, and it's like, hey, take the team you got, go and win a championship, and come back next year if you get injured or you got hurt. Come back next year and let's line it back up. There was also a study that came out that says LeBron James is the most hated player in the NBA.
Now, is that because his success? Is that because he was the chosen one? Is that because he's not on your team? Is that because he's one of the most outspoken players? I mean, honestly, LeBron has never been in trouble.
No,
never been in the hype with the whole, being young. He was 18 when he came into the league. I mean, never been. He's been a stand-up guy,
Yeah.
And I don't know if people don't like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, when he's like you said, he's been a dominant player, and sometimes he becomes the villain. It just happened. It happened to Jordan. It happened to Kobe. It happened with Magic and Bird. You just become the villain, and a lot of people are not going to like you because they said over 700,000 tweets, I believe, over 24 states of people saying that LeBron was followed by Kyrie Irving, who was hated in 18 states. James Harden and Kevin Durant were both hated in 3 different states. And then Russell Westbrook and Paul George were both hated in only 1 state. So, it just comes with the territory. I don't see him as the most hated player in my eyes, but I understand that people don't like him.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the most person's name that people recognize the most.
Yeah.
LeBron James. Yeah. That's the name. When you think about basketball, you think about LeBron James. I mean, you got to look about it that way. So,
because Sam to say he's been acting like a real hater doing this series, walking off the sidelines. Yeah, listen, then definitely all these are ballers, all these are successful players, and sometimes when you're on top, what's gonna come? A bunch of criticism. They're not gonna like what you do, but LeBron is definitely not bothered by that. Some things are a non-factor, and don't pay no attention to it, and just keep balling. I like him. I don't cheer for him, but I recognize. I recognize greatness. And so, you're going to support that. All right, man, listen, as we get ready to wrap up out of here, I saw this article, college football may be expanding to 12 teams. Thank God, because I'm tired of Clemson and Alabama always going to the finals.
God dang, and a lot of times, when you do this, you just open up the floodgates a little bit more to have somebody who wasn't going to have a chance to win the championship.
Yes.
To actually, because you can get hot. Look at the NFL playoff. You can get hot. A wild card team has won a Super Bowl a lot of times. You can get hot in the playoffs. So I definitely like a expanded version of the playoffs. 12 teams. Yeah. I thought 4 was just not enough. And then you say, well, if you go to 4, then what about the 6? If you go to 6, what about 8? If you go to 8, what about 12? No, I think 12 is good. I mean, you can't. I mean, you're going to have the 13th and the 14 teams saying, oh, we could have been in there.
Always.
No. Always.
But if you can't get in the top 12, I mean, come on, when you go to the pros, if you don't make it, within the wild card and of course the division and the Super Bowl rounds, is because your team wasn't good enough to get to the playoffs. And if you're not in that amount of 12 teams who are successful, I don't think you're going to find, if we go back over the years, 12 teams that probably could have qualified to get into the playoffs with a undefeated record. You may have 1 or 2 every year who's not in the super conferences, as they say, the top 6 conferences that are going to make it. But I think about the times U of H was winning in Conference USA and then the ACC, if they have a successful season where they were on the outside looking in. But now because you have 12 teams, they'll be able to get into, the playoffs. So I'm hoping that they will expand to it.
It's gonna make it great for football. It's gonna make it great for college football. I mean, it's interesting. And plus, I've always said too, like, they always talk about, well, they don't want to have college football games because they got the finals and all that. But you know what? All them bowl games, I would crash them down into a 12-team player. So every week that you're off, they're off for like a month.
Yep.
After the Heisman Trophy, they're off like a month before the big bowl games, Cotton Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl. Why not start the team playoffs with those bowls?
And let's roll. Let's get to the big game. Speaking of rolling, as we get ready to wrap up, Jose Altuve with a grand slam in extra innings last night.
I have to admit something. I told Uncle Funky from Magic 102.1 last night. I looked at my phone. It was 2-0 in the 8th inning or 2-1 or 8, whatever. And I'm like, man, because I hate losing to Dallas. I cannot stand losing to any team from Dallas. So when it was 2-1 in the 9th inning, I'm like, man, so I turned the TV. I changed the channel.
Oh, you turned at the wrong time.
I changed the channel to the first 48, and then I see a ticker on the bottom of my screen when I went to another sport. They said 10th inning. I'm like, what the heck?
Carlos Correa, baby.
And then it said we won 6-3. So when I got to work today, they were showing the replay. So I got to see the last 2 innings of what I missed last night. That's just a big dummy move on my part.
Yeah, felt like playoff baseball last night. And congratulations to the Astros. That was his first Grand Slam, here at in H-Town. So we're excited about Jose Altuve, excited about what the Astros are doing. Glad that we got Lance McCullers back. So we got a 6th rotation in the pitching staff. Things are looking pretty good. The Astros are rolling. We're going to keep it on. Thank you for rolling with us in the Overtime Sports Show. G-Man, let them know how they can keep up with you, homie.
Hey, I'm on everything, man. G-Man979, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, G-Man Guerrero on Facebook, and anything else I'm missing? I don't know.
Don't say that. Yeah, don't say the crazy stuff. Follow me.
I think I gotta take a shower, man. I don't even feel like being sexy right now.
Thank you. Follow me. Faith to Fame with AV, of course, Magic 102.1. We do it every Wednesday now. New time, 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. The Overtime Sports Show with AV and G-Man. Be sure to spread the word. Share and like this video if you come and watch it a little bit later. We appreciate you guys. What you got, homie?
And real quick, just came down the pipe. Teofimo Lopez was to fight this Saturday. He's unified, but he caught COVID, so they're moving that whole card to August. So the fight this Saturday is being moved to August. So man, I was looking forward to that. Teofimo Lopez.
Man, you better get on that sea moss and that elderberry. Stay with it. It'll be your best friend. Get those vitamins in. I'm trying to tell you. All right, we appreciate you guys. Thanks to Hennessy. Never stop, never settle, baby. It's always a party when the Overtime Sports Show is on.
And don't forget, text Charlo, the 24042 to win tickets to the Charlo fight Saturday night, showtime, 8 o'clock, Toyota Center, y'all. We out. Peace, baby. Yes, indeed.